Hello there, welcome to my views and news. Some new stories from Ethiopia and neighboring countries. Firstly, Oromo Liberation Army carried out an attack very close to Addis Ababa last night. Two attacks close to Addis Ababa in the last 3 days. Secondly, new militias are being raised in the Amhara region. A report for you from the capital city, Bahir Dar. Thirdly, a police officer has been fired in Hawasa for using government vehicle for religious purposes. And fourthly, US and UK have issued statements about the diplomatic row between African Development Bank and Ethiopian government. And lastly, a meeting between Rapid Support Force Chief Hamdan Dagalo and Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni. Let's start with a new story about the OLA Oromo Liberation Army. OLA's activities, OLA's operations are gaining pace now. Talks collapsed between government and OLA a few weeks ago. Third round of talks is being considered. Before that, tensions running high, military making new deployments to the Amhara region, drone strikes being conducted 2 days ago. Oda Turbi, OLA spokesperson, shared details of engagements between the OLA and government in the last 3 months. And Oda Turbi claimed that it was due to pressure from OLA. Government decided to talk to the Oromo Liberation Army. Talks collapsed. Third round is being considered now. Two attacks by the Oromo Liberation Army close to the capital in the past 3 to 4 days. 2 days ago, there was limited fighting between the government forces and Oromo Liberation Army along the main road which connects Addis Ababa with Bishoftu. There was fighting in Dokem. Dokem is situated along this main road which connects Addis Ababa capital with Bishoftu. And I think Oda Turbi mentioned Dokem in his statement 2 days ago when he shared details of engagements between the OLA and government forces. Now another attack close to Addis Ababa in almost opposite direction. Bishoftu to Addis Ababa road is to the east and south of Addis Ababa. Another road was cut off by OLA fighters last night, which is to the west and south of the capital city, and that is Addis Ababa to Hawasa road. They are very close to Addis Ababa. This attack was carried out by OLA members. It happened in Sabita, just outside Sabita. Sabita is part of Oromia Special Zone. Oromia Special Zone shares a border with Addis Ababa, the capital city. Several vehicles were set on fire by OLA members here. OLA members have shared pictures, videos from this place. When OLA members blocked the road, they captured the blockage of the road and they then shared pictures, videos from the scene. Government officials have confirmed this attack, and Ethiopian National Defense Force arrived at the spot. It cleared the road. The road is open now at this point of time. I'm recording this video. Both roads are open, Addis Ababa to Bishoftu, Addis Ababa to Sabita, Addis Ababa to Oromia Special Zone, Hawasa. Both roads are open. But these two attacks show the capabilities of the OLA members. Is OLA trying to take the conflict from western central Oromia towards the capital? We must not forget that Finfine, OLA calls Addis Ababa Finfine. Pinfin is the stated declared goal of the Oromo Liberation Army members. The fighting is set to intensify between OLA and government forces in coming days. But still, I don't think government's main military operation is being conducted in Oromia. It is being conducted in Amhara. I'll speak on that in detail in coming videos. People say you're biased. You want OLA to be crushed. You just support Amhara. So that is why you say that target of military operation is Fano, not OLA. But I'll speak in detail on that in coming videos. So far, 2 attacks close to Addis Ababa by the Oromo Liberation Army in the last 3 days. Secondly, new militias are being raised. Recruitment in Ethiopian National Defense Force ongoing. It seems that the only job opportunity available for Ethiopian youths is in security sector. A new militia members have been seen patrolling the streets of the capital city of the Amhara region, and that is Bahir Dar. Bahir Dar is the seat of regional council, regional president sits here, and Fano fighters have their presence close to Addis Ababa, close to Bahir Dar. They have some cells in Bahir Dar too. They have carried out several attacks in Bahir Dar in the past few weeks. They mostly throw grenades. That is their new tactic, which they are adopting in Bahir Dar. They have carried out grenade attacks on schools here, on some convoys of Ethiopian military here. A new militia has been raised for the protection of the regional capital. Question is the raising of militias a right strategy? Ethiopian National Defense Force will have to sooner or later withdraw from main cities, main roads of the Amhara region. ENDF cannot remain deployed to Amhara indefinitely. Obviously, it has a cost, economic cost. Who will take over after ENDF's withdrawal? Is police capable enough? What about militias? Are they capable enough to take over after the departure of Ethiopian National Defense Force? That is a question. Military is trying to raise militias to fill in the gap which exists in the Amhara region. Amhara region security structure is not strong enough to fight Fano fighters. That is why I've been saying that the regional security structure will collapse the day ENDF withdrew from the Amhara region. Let's see. Raising of new militias is part of the strategy. ENDF does not want to take on Fano fighters directly. ENDF wants to deploy these militia police units on front lines. ENDF wants these units to be in a position to carry out operations independently, so that gradually ENDF can withdraw. Let's see, can this strategy work or not? That remains to be seen. Thirdly, we have southern Ethiopia, where a police officer made a mockery of his rank. A police officer has been fired. He is from Hawasa city police commander. The man was fired after a video emerged showing the police commander using government vehicle, police vehicle, for religious purpose. He was seen preaching prosperity gospel using the vehicle. Video went viral and the man was fired. This shows how connected religion and government are in southern Ethiopia. By the way, southern Ethiopia is the stronghold of prosperity gospel. Protestants have more presence there. And that is how PM Abiy gets indirect support from southern Ethiopia. By southern Ethiopia, I mean Sidama, SNNPR, newly created Central Ethiopian State, Southwest State to some extent. Here, Protestants are in a stronger position in terms of presence than Orthodox people. And PM Abiy's government draws support from this area because of the religious card which the government sometimes plays to attract Protestants. But obviously, the use of government vehicle to spread prosperity gospel, to spread religious message should not be allowed. Fourthly, viewers, both US and UK have condemned the treatment meted out to African Development Bank personnel in Ethiopia. A few weeks ago, bodyguards of Ethiopian Finance Minister Ahmed Shide assaulted African Development Bank officials. They were attacked. I think they were detained too. What was the cause? Not clear, but at the center of this controversy is the support from Ethiopian government for African Development Bank, which Ethiopia pays to ADB, but it was paid to some other account that led to start of disagreement between ADB and Ethiopian government officials. And then finance minister sent his bodyguards to assault African Development Bank officials. African Development Bank announced to withdraw its staff from Addis Ababa, and projects worth several hundred million US dollars being run by ADB in Ethiopia are in danger. US and UK have issued statements. US Embassy in Ethiopia issued a statement a few hours ago saying that Vienna Convention must be respected. Vienna Convention about the protection of diplomats must be respected, and that the detained people should be released and investigation should be conducted by Ethiopian government. By the way, should US, UK issue statements about Ethiopian internal matters? I mean, how is US treating IMF, World Bank officials? That shouldn't be Ethiopian concern. What are the relations between what is the status of relations between African Development Bank and US should not be a matter of concern for US. Isn't US intervening in Ethiopian internal matters? This US embassy in Addis Ababa is crossing some lines, I think. And a shut-up call can only be given by the Ethiopian government. But Ethiopian government so far is not in a position to give a shut-up call to Americans and embassy from UK. Why? Because US government is in talk. Because Ethiopian government is in talks with IMF, World Bank, backed by the US, and without US nod, no bailout package is going to be granted to Ethiopian government. Let's see, will the Ethiopian government condemn US UK statements about the diplomatic row between African Development Bank and Ethiopian government? Lastly, viewers, Sudan. I reported in the live chat last night that a meeting scheduled to be held between Hamdan Dagalo, RSF chief, and Al Burhan, military chief of Sudan, has been postponed. Meeting was due to be held today, but meeting has been postponed. Hemedti, the RSF chief, landed in Uganda yesterday, and he held a meeting with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni. Hemedti did not turn up for the meeting with Al Burhan. Al Burhan was ready to depart for Djibouti this morning, but Djibouti's foreign minister communicated to Burhan that Burhan should postpone his visit. New date for this meeting is going to be announced by IGAD. IGAD was mediating the meeting between Al Burhan and Hemedti. Burhan is more eager for this meeting. Burhan wants an immediate ceasefire because his forces are fleeing, his forces are collapsing. Hemedti in a strong position, playing cool, having meetings with the Ugandan leader. I think this is Hemedti's first visit uh, outside Ethiopia. Correct me if I'm wrong. Since the start of the internal war, civil war in Sudan earlier this year, we have not seen Hemedti visit any countries. Burhan has visited several countries: Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Kenya, South Sudan. But Hemedti was being represented mostly through his representative, Yusuf Izzat. Now, Hemedti in a strong position, and he is in. Now, RSF is a force to reckon with. I think the regional players know that no solution can be achieved now in Sudan without Hemedti's approval. Hemedti has managed to he's managed to seize control of large territories. So that is why Uganda is now mediating between Hemedti and Burhan. What about neighboring countries? Uganda is not Sudanese neighbor. It seems all neighboring countries are not neutral. That is why they're not in a position to play any role. Eritrea, Egypt supporting the Sudanese military. Ethiopia says it's neutral, but some say Ethiopia, in alliance with UAE, is supporting rapid support forces. South Sudan, I think, tilts towards the Sudanese military. Chad supportive of rapid support forces, and CR as well to some extent. Libya, already a destabilized country, but Libya was accused of supporting rapid support forces, not in a position to mediate between RSF and the Sudanese military. Uganda is emerging as a state in this region which is in a position to mediate between RSF and Sudanese military. Kenya can play a role as well. Ethiopia has lost its regional reach. Ethiopia, faced with its own internal conflicts, and its alliance with UAE is making it controversial, I think. Let's see. The two leaders met, Hamdan Dagalo and Yoweri Museveni, and they talked about the ways to end the conflict in Sudan. No big announcements so far. Thanks for watching.